Hi everybody, it's Molly with Avon. Wanted to come out to you in a YouTube video. I have really gotten away from doing just videos. I've done a lot of live streams and then put those to YouTube. And that's great, but you're talking to so many people and sometimes there's a lot of squirrely moments and we all know how I squirrel. So I wanted to come out and start talking about some things about business that I feel are important and just kind of break things down a subject at a time. So I hope you're with me. And I also like the fact that I feel like it's you and me talking. It could be 15,000 of you watching this or more, but the point is during this conversation, it's you and me. You can stop it when you want to. You can also put questions down below this YouTube video and I do my best to answer them in a short time frame most of the time. You know, if you're watching this, and I don't know when you're watching this, but right now it is March 2020. We are right at the midst of this whole coronavirus thing that's going around, which is driving everybody bonkers and insane and hoping that nobody in their family gets sick from it or anything like that. And I thought, you know what? I'm not able to go out there and Uber because people just aren't taking them right now. They're staying home. So I thought, what better way to give back in my own way, which is let's start doing videos again so that you can figure out, especially if you're a new representative, what is good for you and how should you start a business and where should you be? Because I know a lot of the people that you follow, like myself, I mean, I've been in business for almost 16 years. So you're not going to be able to do things, well, most of you won't be able to, as I do. I mean, now I have a 300-person customer base and, you know, and I have a team of 800 and something representatives all over the country. And when we start talking about things, I want these videos to be good for newbies as well as vets and people to be able to share this with people they're bringing on who may not understand. So I thought that I would start these back with a subject that is very near and dear to my heart. I believe the most powerful tool, the tool that grabs the most conversation, the tool that gets me the most sales, the most new customers, sometimes the most new representatives because of what they see is, of course, if you saw the title, all about brochures. I know a lot of you are like, Molly, what are you talking about? Of course we know that we have brochures. I know, but the point is, do you realize that we are the only direct sales company who has brochures, a new one every 2 weeks, 26 brochures a year. Now, let's say this, I don't know when you're watching this, and we've all learned that anything can change, but at the time of the making of this video, that's what we had, a new brochure with hundreds of pages of products from beauty products to skincare products, fashion, jewelry, home, fragrance, wellness. I mean, we could go on and on and on. We are like the Sears wish book, okay, of direct sales. And I love that because as a kid and even as an adult, until they stopped it, the Sears wish book was something that I looked forward to every year. I remember when I was little and my mom would give it to me and I would mark the things that I wanted. And then when my sons were little, I would do the same thing with them. We would wait for it to come in the mail and they would, you know, Anthony would mark his with an A and Earl would mark his with an E and I knew who wanted what. I mean, it was just so exciting, these catalogs, right? Well, it's no different with the Avon catalog. Maybe just on a lower frame. Maybe not all your kids want to look at them, but I always did because my mom used to get these when I was young. And then, of course, when I was an adult, I was getting them. I had an Avon representative, right? The brochures are the most powerful tool. Whether you're sharing it digitally, and I love the digital thing because, hey, some people, especially our millennials, that's how they all like to look at stuff. That's what they do, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in all honesty, there is nothing like vegging out on your sofa, something's on the TV, you don't even know what it is, and here comes the Avon brochure, and you just start paging through it. I know my customers still do that. I still do that, even as a representative, and to be honest, you know, some people take it to work and they look at it at their break and they look at it at lunchtime, whatever it may be. That's why I used to take these to work and leave a couple in the lunchroom or whatever it may be. Any place I went that I could, if I was going to the doctor's, I left a couple on the table. I am a true believer in investing in my business. What does that mean? That means that if you think you're going to come into this business and you're never going to have to invest a penny, and this is just going to work, I have never seen that happen. Let me be completely honest. I've never seen that happen. Now, I didn't have a lot of money when I started, but what I knew is I was going to do what I could to build my orders, and I set myself a goal of $25, and that was back 16 years ago. That wasn't just a little bit of money then. $25 to invest back into my business. And when I say that, I didn't invest it in demos that I wanted. I didn't invest it in a whole bunch of samples. I did get a few samples as people wanted them. But I invested in the brochure because I believe it is that powerful. I really do. Nothing speaks to people than Avon. One, because we've been around so long. Two, because almost everything we carry is in here. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna get a drink of water here. We had onions, hamburgers on the grill, and onions tonight for dinner, and them onions were hot. Okay, sorry about that. So the one thing I'm going to tell you is when you're investing in your business, though, you need to know what your lane is. I speak about this a lot on my live streams. I speak about this a lot in my group. I speak about this a lot when I talk publicly, is that you must know what your lane is. People turn you on to following people. Maybe you following me. Maybe you're following friends of mine. Maybe you're following your leader. And you see what the leaders are saying they're doing. Not everybody started with the immense dive into financially that they are doing now. Everybody had to start somewhere. You need to know where you can start. And I'm going to tell you that saying that you can start with nothing is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And especially if during the last few campaigns where we had a limited time sign up from, I think it was campaign 5 to campaign 8. And right now we are in campaign 8. It's the last campaign of 2020 for a free sign up unless they come up with something new. But a lot of people say, okay, I'm a rep now, I signed up for free, but then they don't want to have to invest anything. They don't want to have to get brochures. They say they can't afford it. And I'm like, how do you afford not to? That's what I want to know. This is your pot of gold. This and follow-up is. And like I said, I'll keep these and put them in my purse. I always have a purse that has side pockets, so I'll take them and I'll stick this in there so it'll start conversation. I leave them any place that I go. Wow, this is crazy. My iPad's picking up everything I say. That's creepy. Okay, get back to it. Squirrely Molly. But I try to make sure that I am always prepared. Always prepared. I believe that when you're not prepared, somebody could say, oh, it's like having a sign on your car and somebody saying, oh, do you have a brochure? And you're like, oh, no, I don't. But I can get one to you. Well, what happens is people don't think you're really serious about your business, or they think that's how you run your business, that you're never prepared. I mean, I always have brochures like in the back of my car when I'm Ubering. It says, take me, I'm free. People can take, one of those brochures if they want to. Have them in my purse when I travel places. I always make sure I have a few more than I need so that I can leave them places. And never forget, always keep one of these for yourself. This cover is something that Avon offers. This tells me this is my copy, which is cool. I like this. And there's different ways of getting your brochures out there. A lot of people say, well, my friends and everything are, they're too far for me to deliver a brochure. So all I can do is give them the link. Well, that's okay, but it's not true. It's not the only way. There is a service that is available to us. And let me see if I have this right. There is a service that's available to us. Do y'all see this? It's campaign-mailer.com. This is a book mailing service. which is phenomenal. I have been dealing with them for 10 years probably. And right now, all of my established customers, they get a brochure that has my name and everything on it. And I'm going to show you a sample of one in just a minute. And they provide the brochures, so you don't have to buy them then. You're buying them through them. The brochures and the postage that it costs to mail it, which, by the way, have you tried to mail a brochure yourself? It's pretty dang expensive unless you have a bulk permit. And most people, when they start, cannot afford a bulk permit, and they don't even know how many people they're going to be mailing it to at that point. I didn't use this when I first started, except for people who live too far away that I could not deliver a brochure. I started out maybe sending 5 or 10 people that, and now for my regular customers, I use this service to mail them all out. Now, I still get brochures, believe me, because I have to have brochures so that I can keep building a customer base now. You know, I moved recently from Maryland 6 months ago to North Carolina, and I do kind of feel like I'm starting over again. I feel like although I kept a lot of my customers in Maryland, had them go online, some of them I shipped their orders to them, whatever it may be, I'm still trying to get new customers down here. I have had to go back to the basics. Now, I know if you've been watching my videos for a while, you probably have seen a tossing brochure video. And I'm not going to tell you that I'm against that. I am all for tossing brochures. I am not for tossing current brochures. I only toss brochures that are older and expired, and I use that as what I call a planting seeds method. That if I take those brochures, put my information on them, put them in a clear literature bag, which you can get through Avon, and toss them in driveways, that somebody eventually within the next 2 to 3 months are going to take that book and maybe they'll become my customer. Maybe they'll call me. I'd go into a neighborhood, toss them in driveways, just like newspapers. That's where I got all of that. I used to toss newspapers, and my upline used to do that all the time. It's how she built her customer base. It was in a different day too, because now, like my neighborhood, it doesn't just say no soliciting, which has nothing to do with tossing brochures. It says no distribution of material, and I'm finding there's a lot of that going on down here. So I said, oh my gosh, I got to figure out a different way. I can't hang a book. They're saying, no, you can't do that. I don't want to get in trouble with my neighborhood for sure, or other neighborhoods. So what can I do? So I started thinking about campaign mailer, and I thought, okay, Molly, what's your lane? What's your budget? What are you willing to do? And I thought, I wonder if I took one street at a time, each campaign, started with close at home, my neighborhood, and let me start sending them a brochure, just one brochure, and make it to current resident. And you can put a message under campaign mailer like, hi, I'm your local representative. And then of course it has my name and number and my email, and then how to order online. I'm going to show you all that in a second. But the point is, I thought, how can I do that? Well, on my street alone, I had 35 houses, and I thought, I can do that. In my lane, I can do that. So I thought, I'm gonna start a different group, and you can have groups in campaign mailer, like I could take my street, Harvest Point Drive, make that the name of it. And then we went around and we got all the numbers off the house to make sure, let's see how many are there. There's 35. Here are the house numbers. And we did that. And what I'm hoping is for every time I do it, if I could get at least one customer, maybe two off of that, people who want to deal with somebody one-on-one, people who've been looking for an Avon rep but would just like to order online, and if they become my customer, that's fabulous. So, and it's a way for me to touch them with a brochure without worrying about seeing it in the driveway, without their husbands getting mad about it. But just like, whether it's Sears sending you a book, or Lane Bryant, or Avenue, or Fashion Bug, or whoever is out there that you're getting brochures from or advertisements from, American Eagle, they all send me stuff, right? And I sit down, even though I may not buy from them, I sit down with those all the time and look to say, what do they have? I want to have that privilege too. Now, maybe you're saying, Molly, but I couldn't afford 35 houses with this. That's okay. You don't have to do 35 houses. If you have 35 houses on your street, maybe you want to do the first 10. Mark down which ones you send it to. Keep a little book. That's what I'm doing. Matter of fact, is my book thing here? I was going to show you so you don't think I'm lying. I don't lie to you, okay? Yeah, hold on. This is, you'll see here on thing, it says Harvest Point Drive. And when I was going down the road very slowly, as you will see, I put all the house numbers. Lucky for me, they're only 3-digit numbers down here. I like that. So I put every one there, and I will put them in there. And then when I go to the next street over, I will make a group that says that street. And if somebody orders from me and becomes that established customer, then I move them from there to my established customer list. See what I'm saying? And now, by simply sharing a brochure, getting it in their mailbox, this has happened. Now, I'm not telling you you have to do this, and I'm not telling you your success is going to come from this. I'm telling you this is one more idea. I get so tired of people saying, I can't do this, I can't. You can do whatever you choose to do. You may have to break it down and do it in small, bite-sized pieces, but you absolutely can do it. You can do anything you want to. You just might have to do it on a smaller scale. That might be what it takes. For me, when I first started, it took a smaller scale. And even now where I'm at, because the last year and a half hasn't been great in business, it's coming back, but it's not great yet. I've even had to say, okay, what can I do? That's what got me thinking about stuff like this. So if you go to Campaign Mailer, what I want you to do is if you go there and you establish an account, it doesn't cost anything to do this with them. You can even have yourself mailed one. Make sure you let them know that I referred you, okay? Let them know, because every now and then they'll run something for like a free $10 Starbucks card for that person and for the person who referred you. Holla, girl or guy or whoever. Girlfriend, love her some Starbucks coffee, okay? So if you like the idea and you want to give it a shot with a couple of people, okay? Don't forget to tell them I refer you, and maybe you and me will win a Starbucks card. You never know, okay? So Campaign Mailer. I will also put this in the About section of the YouTube video, so you can look at that in case you're not remembering or you can't see that well. I love this. Now let me show you, hold on. Oh, things got all messed up here today. Okay, here it is. Hold on, guys. So, today? No, the other day. This is how the brochure comes. I always have one sent to me, too, because I like to see how it looks. I like to see how long it takes to get it there. You do have to order these ahead of time, okay? When you go look, it's like you can't go on right now and order campaign 9, right? Like you have got to, or you can't go on and order 8 and send 8 out. That's what you can't. You've got to think ahead. And by the way, in any business, you need to think ahead. We're going to talk about that for just a minute too. But this is how Campaign Mailer books come. Very, very strong plastic, so it's not going to let go of it. And you will see that this is the label here, okay? This has got like the QR code here, right here, that they put on for me. It has, this is how it came to me. It says Molly or current resident. It says that. And then my thing says, to buy or sell Avon, contact Molly, Avon Independent Sales Rep, call or text with my number, or email with my email. And then it has my web address on there, okay? And it says, now I always give a special to my customers. Again, make sure you know what your lane is, okay? But for this one, for Campaign 8, it says place a $50 order by April 12th. Get all items from me on the back page, $10 value, orders due March 29th and April 12th, which is 2 days before my order is actually going to go in, because I like to stay ahead of the game. I don't want everybody sending me their orders like at the last minute, unless they're ordering online and they can do whatever they want to do then. Now, what you say, okay, well, what's on the back page? Well, for me, you remember, if Campaign 8, if you look back, no matter when you're watching this, all these were available, and they were available for $1.29 each, regularly $2 each. And if I have a customer who orders $50 or more, they're going to get one of each of these. I've already ordered 10 sets of them because that is my goal. I'm hoping 10 people will spend $50 or more, and then when I send them these, which isn't going to cost a lot because it is just lip balm, right? I put on there what my favorite is, why I love it, and I would love their feedback to tell me which one is their favorite. And thank you so much for your order. And you all, many of you, if you've watched my live streams, you know I did that with the new hand soap also, and I had 4 customers who actually earned it. 2 of them, though, came back the next campaign and they ordered 2 bottles each of that new hand soap. I was like dying. So what I did already paid for itself and then some, thank you very much. So think about your lane, think about what you can do, but just about anybody could do this, but you could pick anything from the book, but I tell them what page it's on and what they need to do. So as you can see, this is a great way, and again, there's the labels. I'm not sure if everybody can see everything, but they do a really great job. Jean Fowler and her crew, I know Jean, and they're wonderful, and I think for anybody who tries to use the fact that they can't get brochures to people, I think when you use this service, you absolutely can. Okay, so let's talk for a minute about thinking ahead. We just talked briefly about that. You know, when you go online, I hear a lot of people hyping that, you know, well, Avon didn't have enough brochures, you know, campaign, I'm putting in my 7 order. I couldn't get campaign 8. They were out of it. To be very clear, you should not be ordering campaign 8 brochures when you're putting your campaign 7 order in. You should be ordering campaign 9 brochures. You should always be thinking a campaign ahead, okay? I always try to get my new representatives, and my vets too, if they choose to see themselves as putting in like a campaign 8 order. I tell them, you need to be sharing your campaign 8 brochures in campaign 7. Because I like them to put their orders in the first 5 days to a week in the cycle. We know that a campaign is a 2-week cycle. I like to see their orders in a week, the first week then. Why? Because we only have limited supply of home, fashion, jewelry, things like that. And if their customers are ordering it, I want my team to get the best chance of getting those products in the hands of their customers. You know, some of these home and fashion items, you may see them in 2 or 3 books, and I can guarantee you on a lot of them, you are not going to get them in that 2nd or 3rd campaign they're appearing in, because most people are buying these things out in the 1st campaign. So I need you to think ahead if you want to be really successful. So like when you are in campaign 8, you should be like right now, we're only in what, the 2nd day of the campaign, Wednesday, Thursday? Yeah, the 2nd day of the campaign. You should be hoping you can get your campaign 8 order in by Monday at the latest. You should be handing out your campaign 9 brochures. You should have already had them. And then again, you're working on your 9, right? And collecting the orders. So again, in the first week, you can be ordering before everybody else gets everything else, okay? And you're gonna find a lot of us do that, okay? Now, I put in 2 orders a campaign most of the time, but again, that's my lane. That's because my customer base is already developed, and now I'm just adding to it. So, now look, I still have a lot of reps. I got some who don't even put in their order till the last day. On that Tuesday, that last day they put it in. That is fine. Believe me, the great thing about this is you can do this any way you want to, okay? But then if Avon doesn't have those books that you want for the next campaign, you can't really gripe about it because you got somebody here telling you, don't do it that way. Now, Avon says they are going to start ordering more brochures. A lot of this, I think, was from the free signups, and I don't think they really thought about how many brochures they were going to need for people getting business tools. But the point is, you should always be ordering 2 ahead. If you're putting in 8, you're ordering 10. If you're putting in a 9 order, you're ordering 11s. And you should always always be a jump ahead of the game. You know, I always tell people, like, the item number to order brochures is, what is it, 055745, I think is what it is. Don't quote me, but I put it in so much, I think. And, like, if you see it come up and it says campaign 6, then you're getting campaign 8 brochures is what you're asking for. If it says campaign 8, you're getting campaign 10 brochures. If it says campaign 7, you're getting campaign 9 brochures. So see, even Avon thinks a jump ahead. You know, when we can move that down to campaign, which campaign are you ordering it from? One future, one back, or the current campaign? You have to think, if you are putting in a campaign 8 order, in order to get campaign 9 books, if they still had them, you have to actually move that to campaign 7 so that they'll send you 9, right? Or you can find the appropriate picture. This is just how I do it. Or if you put it on, you know, 9, you're going to get 11. So, I mean, guys, again, just if you think about thinking ahead, and with Avon, it's always 2 ahead. Now, remember, you can order one back. I love that. I love that we can order one back. You know, right now we're in 8, and the 7s that are out there that I've put out or you've put out, people can still buy from those and get the sale price. The great thing is I always tell my reps, when they're just simply handing brochures out, not to establish customers, but trying to acquire new customers, don't put a date on them. Don't. Because if you put a date on them and somebody takes one of those brochures and they take it home, and let's say it gets lost underneath the kid's book bag or something, and when they do finally find it and they clean the house, they're going to turn that over and they're going to see a date on there, and they're going to go, oh wow, I can't order from this. I'm just going to throw this away because look at the date on there. This book is dead. That's what they're going to think. So don't give them that opportunity. Let them call you and go, oh, you know what? We actually have had many new products come out in the new campaign. I would love to get that to you, but these products that you want, I'm going to do my best to get these for you at the best price. Sometimes I can get an even better price for you. Now, a lot of our prices are pretty solid now. They're not always, you know, this is for sale and that's for sale. A lot of our newer stuff too is pretty much like set in stone. So I love the fact that if you don't put a date on there, then I think you're going to get more callbacks. I think they think like all the other direct sales company that this is probably the book that's out. This is the one you order from. So let them engage with you, okay? And then you can let them know what they can do to get on your brochure mailing list, or for you to deliver it to them, whatever that takes, whatever you want to do with it, okay? Brochures, really important. They just are. I believe it's one of the things that sets us aside from the rest. Don't forget your social media people. Don't forget to connect with Avon Social, of course, and put your link on there when you want people to view it, or that product link that's linked to your e-store, whatever that may be. This is just another way. Again, I don't want you leaving here going, oh, if I don't do what Molly does with campaign mailer and getting all these brochures, you know, what am I going to do? Well, you do it your way. You figure out what your lane is, again. No judgment here. And you do it your way. Brochures come in packs of 10. So when you want 10 brochures, you order 1 pack. If you want 30 brochures, you order 3 packs. And the thing is, if you don't use them all, don't date them. Remember? So what? When you go into other places, once we can get into other places again, you can leave those brochures without dates on them, so people will pick them up. Now, I always put a, let me see if I can find one here. Let me see if I can find my stickers here for you. Hold on. Yes, I was just doing these last night to put more in the car. As you can see, I always put "Take Me, I'm Free." These are labels, of course, on the front of the book, and I make sure that everybody knows, you know what, take it, it's free. You don't have to hide it. You don't have to wonder, ooh, I'd like to take this. No, take it, it's free. I want people to feel like, yes, I want this in your hands. Yes, I want you to take it. So when I'm going to the hairdresser, or I'm going to the dentist, or wherever I'm going, I am always leaving a brochure, giving them one behind the counter and say, hey, I'm a local Avon representative. I even give them to people in the drive-thru. You know, and sometimes I get somebody who places an order and sometimes I don't. When I was in Maryland, I had a lady who placed an order with me from the drive-thru McDonald's. Every campaign just about. And I would go through and say, hi Maddie, it's Molly with Avon. Now Lee and I need blah, blah, blah. And I would order because it was delivery day for us. And I'd say, and by the way, well, I'd already texted her, but I've got your order here too. She would hand me the money. I would hand her her order. We did it right through the drive-thru. I mean, come on, who does that? But I did. Have I had a lot like that? No, not a lot, but you know what? It can work. It can happen to you, but it can't happen if you're not using the business tools that you have. I hope that makes sense. You got to use those business tools. Don't throw away old brochures. I cannot say it enough. Just don't date them, guys. Put your information on them. What's on the back of my regular brochures? Your sales rep is Molly. Here's my number, here's my email for express service online with my e-store, and then free shipping on orders of 60 or more. I'm thinking you can see this. I don't know if you can or not, but that's all I put. This is on here because this is my date. That's mine. I want to know, you know, what date is this book, like the last day I can really honor those prices. So there are different things like that that I do. All about brochures. You need them. You need to set yourself a goal. You know, a lot of people just jump into this and they're so busy about learning all the other stuff that they forget that none of this stuff matters if they don't set a goal. They need a goal. What is that goal for you? Is that goal? I can remember I said to myself, I want 2 new customers every campaign. Now, I knew in order to get 2 new customers, I had to get out of my comfort zone and I had to share brochures and I had to get them in the hands of people. And that's why I said I just worked it into my life. Look, I still had 2 full-time jobs. I just had brochures with me no matter where I went. If I was going somewhere for my main job, if I was going to deliver newspapers, if I was going to a school function, no matter what I did, I let people know what I was doing. And if they were interested in what I was doing, great. And if they weren't interested in what I was doing, you know what? Let it go. No's are going to lead to the yes. I know you hear that a lot, and I know you want it to hurt your feelings. Believe me, if you do it enough, you get over it. You know what tells me when somebody says, oh, I still hate hearing the no's? My first thought is, you just don't have enough, you don't have enough no's yet. If you had enough no's, it wouldn't bother you because you know that eventually those yeses are coming. They're coming. And you're just looking to meet that goal. And if you can exceed that goal, that's even better, right? So that is what I'm hoping for you, is that this can happen with the right business tools. Invest in your business. If that means you can only get 10 extra brochures besides what you need for your established ones, then do that. Because trying to reach out with 10 extra brochures, hand-to-hand combat, offering them to people and following up is a whole lot better than sitting back and doing nothing. Because when there is no work going in, when there is no planting of seeds being out there, there will be no fruit to gather. There will be nothing to gather in the end. Direct sales, I believe, is one of the hardest jobs in the industry because you have to motivate yourself. There's nobody telling you you've got to do this or you're fired. You've got to show up here or you're fired. It takes such discipline that you have to say, no, I'm doing this. This is the plan and I'm doing this. And when you decide that you're going to do it, it's because you have chosen it, because you have stuck to it, that you have been consistent, that you have said, I am going to meet my goal. The one goal that I still have in 15 years is that I carry 10 extra brochures with me in a campaign, and I must, in a campaign, give those brochures out either while I'm in the store. I keep 5 of them in my purse, 5 of them in my car, and I just keep replacing. And it'll be like, okay, I'm 3 down. And I'll come up to the last day of the campaign and I'll look back in my seat and go, oh my gosh, I got 5 brochures left. I'm immediate, like, where can I go and see the most people? I need to hand these out. I'll take off to a Walmart. I'll take off to a post office. I will go, because I have got to get these in the hands of people. And you've got to hold yourself accountable. Look, sometimes things happen like coronavirus and you may not be able to do what you want to do. You've got to let go of those times when you don't, and you've got to get back up and you've got to set yourself up to say, I'm going to do it next time. And this coronavirus thing is not going to last forever, just like other things don't last forever, okay? We're going to get through this. It's going to be fine. And we're probably going to learn a whole lot from this. We're going to probably learn all these different ways how we can stay in touch. The other thing is, too, if you're new and you've got these brochures, I know you probably have tried the products. You need to have 5 products, 3 to 5 products that you absolutely can say to yourself, what do I love about the products? What can I talk about? Like, if you're going to do a live stream, whatever it is that you think you can do, you need to know, I'm looking for this, what it is that you love. Now, you all have heard me. I have completely changed my skincare regimen since LG came in and took over. One of the things that I love now is this therapy serum. This is actually an empty bottle, okay? I just took a new one upstairs. I have the most disciplined skincare regimen right now than I have had ever in my life. A lot of it's because I love the product. This serum, the Dr. Belmar peptides serum, that you can draw up, that gives you the exact amount in the dropper. I just love it. The rice water cleanser. There's certain things that have made such a dramatic change in my skin at 56 years old that I want to talk about it, right? Like, if you get this great lipstick, you want to talk about it. If it's a great eyeliner, you want to talk about it. It doesn't matter what it is, but wouldn't it be great that if you knew your brochure so much, be like, oh yeah, did you get that brochure in the mail yet that I sent you? It's coming. Because you know what? This is on, let me see here. If I were to pick this out and talk about this product, hold on, it's here. It's here. Hold on, guys. If I were to pick that up, I would go, oh yeah, campaign 8, page 41. I'm telling you, this is really great. Some of you may like the cream, the blending cream. I couldn't use that. It made my skin a little bit too oily, but probably because I'm getting up there, 56 years old. But I love the serum, regularly $36, and you can get it for $29. I'm telling you, I've been using this for months. You can hold that brochure up. You can tell them they're getting one. You can also say, do you want to be on my mailing list? Let me know. PM me. Drop me a message in my DMs. Whatever it is. You got to get excited about what you're doing. And the way to get it excited is to know your brochure and to know that this is a tool that you really cannot go to battle without. It's like, it's like not putting gas in your tank and thinking your vehicle's going to go. Seriously, like, this is such an important tool for your business. So I hope that this has helped you. I'm trying really hard to keep this at about 30 to 40 minutes, and I am just about there. I love doing this again. I need you to know it's been so long since I've just done a YouTube like this with just you and me, and I am loving it. So I think I'm going to continue this, but today, like I said, all about brochures, all about the brochure. Take those tools and use them, and let me know how it's going to be. Look, if you need an Avon representative and you don't have one, I would love to be your Avon representative. If you want to join my team, I would love to have you join my team. But if you know somebody who is already in the know that is close to you, reach out, because the products, if you haven't seen a brochure, you need to. If you've been thinking about selling, reach out to that person and say, hey, look, I want to get started. Y'all have so much. This crazy lady was on YouTube and I was watching her, and I think I could do this because I can buy brochures. You never know. So if you want to, feel free to share this in your groups with your team, whatever it is. If you don't think it's going to help them, don't, because To me, it's all about helping just one person. If one person on my team does better, if one person off of my team does better, I gotta tell you, that's what it's about. It's about making a difference and letting somebody know, yes, they can with the right tools. See you next time. Have a great Avon day. Bye-bye.